Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well from wherever you're watching. Welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, your go-to place for everything about Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Today we have an explosive topic to dive into, Angela Levin's latest self-inflicted humiliation. If you haven't grabbed your popcorn yet, now's the time, because this is one story you don't want to miss. So let's talk about Angela Levin. Yes, the so-called royal expert who has spent years obsessing over Meghan Markle. You'd think she was on the Sussex's payroll with how much she talks about them. But here's the kicker. She recently exposed herself in the most embarrassing way possible. Levin took to social media to complain that GB News owes her money, 4 months' worth, and that she won't be appearing on their shows until they pay up. Now, let's pause and reflect on that irony for a second. This woman has dedicated herself to trashing Harry and Meghan, fueling hate, spinning lies, and pushing fake narratives, all while not even getting paid for it. Let's be real. This is karma in action. For years, Levin has tried to paint Meghan and Harry as villains, accusing them of everything from being attention seekers to troublemakers. Yet here she is, working for free while spreading falsehoods. You can't make this stuff up. Now let's talk about GB News, the so-called news outlet that has been a breeding ground for toxic, biased coverage against the Sussexes. If there was ever a network that embraced unhinged royal commentators, it was this one. GB News has been platforming hate and misinformation, allowing people like Levin to push harmful narratives. But guess what? Now they're stiffing their own contributors. The very same network that profited from anti-Sussex propaganda is now crumbling under its own weight. And let's be honest, Levin's fake outrage isn't about ethics or principles. If GB News had paid her on time, she would have kept spewing her nonsense without hesitation. But now that she's not getting her check, suddenly she's calling them out. Hypocrisy at its finest. Here's the bigger question. Why is Angela Levin still talking about Meghan Markle? The Sussexes left the UK 4 years ago, yet she and other so-called experts cannot let them go. The obsession is real, and it's getting downright creepy. Instead of focusing on the royals who are actually in the UK, like King Charles, Prince William and Princess Kate, she's fixated on Meghan, a woman who is happily living her best life in California, raising her children and working on projects that actually make a difference. Meanwhile, what is Levin doing? Sitting in the UK, ranting about a woman she's never met while not even getting paid for her expertise. The desperation is truly something to behold. This isn't just about Angela Levin's personal failure, it's about the larger issue of the UK media's obsession with Meghan and Harry. The British tabloids and TV networks have built an entire hate economy around trashing the Sussexes, and now that system is beginning to crack. People are waking up. They're realizing that so-called experts like Levin have no credibility, that networks like GB News are exploiting hate for profit, and that Meghan and Harry are just living their lives, unbothered. And let's not forget, the Sussexes continue to thrive. Meghan is building a successful business. Harry is leading important initiatives like Invictus, and together they're making an actual impact. Meanwhile, Levin and her bitter crowd are left scrambling, unpaid, and irrelevant. Angela Levin is just one of many so-called royal experts who have made a career out of attacking Prince Harry and Meghan while claiming to be neutral, objective voices. But let's be honest, there's nothing objective about them. These commentators pretend to be authoritative voices on royal matters, but their entire brand is built on tearing down the Sussexes. They claim Harry and Meghan are irrelevant, yet they can't stop talking about them. They say the couple are desperate for attention, but they themselves thrive on constantly obsessing over them. If Meghan sneezes, they act like it's a global crisis. And let's talk about their paychecks. These so-called experts wouldn't have careers without Harry and Meghan. Networks like GB News, Talk TV, and certain tabloids invite them to spew hate because they know negativity sells. These people profit from fueling outrage, but as Levin's recent meltdown over unpaid fees proves, that cash flow is starting to dry up. This isn't the first time the royal commentators have been exposed for their lies and contradictions. Well, let's look at a few key moments where their narratives completely fell apart. The Harry will regret leaving lie. For years, they pushed the claim that Prince Harry would crawl back to the UK, regret leaving the royal family, and beg King Charles and Prince William for forgiveness. Well, it's been 4 years, and not only is Harry not begging, but he's thriving, building his brand, working on his passion projects, and living his best life with Meghan and their children. The Meghan is unemployable narrative The same people who said Meghan would never find work again after leaving the UK were embarrassed when she secured multi-million-dollar deals with Spotify, Netflix, and other major companies. Their claims that she was blacklisted by Hollywood completely debunked. The Sussexes are losing popularity. Myth. The tabloids love to push the idea that Harry and Meghan are fading into irrelevance, but every single time they step out, they dominate headlines globally. Whether it's Meghan's latest business venture, their Netflix successes, or Harry's continued work with Invictus, the Sussexes remain a power couple, while the critics who claim they're irrelevant can't stop talking about them. The real reason they won't let go. At the end of the day, these royal experts know that without Meghan and Harry, they have nothing to talk about. They don't want to focus on the actual royal family, because let's be real, without drama they're not exactly generating interest. Instead, they cling to made-up scandals, fake outrage and endless negativity about the Sussexes, hoping to milk every last bit of engagement before the public finally sees through the act. But here's the truth. The world is waking up. People are realizing that these so-called royal experts are not credible. They've been wrong time and time again. Their lies are falling apart, their credibility is dwindling, and now their paychecks are disappearing too. And frankly, it's about time. For years, the British tabloids and their so-called royal experts have worked overtime to paint Harry and Meghan in a negative light, but public opinion is shifting, and fast. Polls and surveys have consistently shown that while older, more traditional royalists may still cling to the anti-Sussex narrative, younger generations and global audiences see through the smear campaigns. In fact, social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter, are flooded with pro-Sussex content, where users actively debunk tabloid lies, highlight Meghan's and Harry's accomplishments, and push back against outdated royal propaganda. This shift isn't just about Harry and Meghan, it's about a rejection of the old ways. Younger generations are far less likely to buy into the idea that royalty should be blindly revered, and they see the racism, bias, and unfair treatment Meghan has endured for what it is. The days when the public blindly accepted tabloid narratives are fading, and in their place is a new era where people demand truth, fairness, and accountability. So what do you think? Is this the ultimate karma for Angela Levin? Is GB News finally getting what it deserves? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear from you. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that super thanks button to support the channel. Your support keeps Royal Sussex Squad thriving, and together we'll keep exposing the truth. Until next time, stay positive, stay informed, and keep supporting Harry and Meghan. See you in the next video.